This is what it looks like, the total amount. This is one very big piece I found with an arrow, like an anchor on it. Some cherries, a wine bottle. I also threw in the zodiac symbols. This Pisces, a tooth. Some symbols I gathered from a West African Adrinka symbol set to get in touch with my African ancestors. Here's a dress. Here's a slice of pie or a dessert snack. Here is one, for instance, that represents the very famous painting American Gothic, which has the man and his wife standing from their house looking very grim, and for some reason I felt inspired to put this tiny image that calls back to this very famous painting. And why I wanted to say that is I think it's easy to take for granted that paintings, media, even pop culture, smaller cultures that we know of but aren't necessarily connected to magic in the classical sense, they can still be relevant to your unconscious and relevant to your understanding of imagination and your understanding of what you can do with those quiet pictures that are in your head and the meanings and drawing meaning from that. It can be relevant for you in your daily life, so why shouldn't you include it in your craft? These are options. You have many options. You don't have to do things the way you've been assigned to by even a younger version of yourself, when you tend to be more hopeful and have higher expectations. Since when you're younger, you tend to have very high expectations because you're getting used to disappointment and learning to deal with disappointment in the world. But when you're an adult, you have to do more things and finish more things, and you realize getting it done is much better than having perfect. This is a little pearl necklace representing elegance and opulence, riches and beauty. Venus, there's a connection. Here's a bow, another one for glamour, dressing up. So here's some angel wings. And I love about the shells that they're so beautiful on the outside too. These are probably shell bits from much larger shell-dwelling beings, crustaceans, that happen to get broken and then worn down till they're soft and smooth. They're very soft and smooth around the edges until they're like this. And really, it's not that new to be collecting something like this, because this was something that could have been real tender in the past. And I just love the way they feel. So I'm excited to get a bag, because I like the jar, but since they're so fragile, I'll probably look for a nice soft bag to put them in later. But this works for now, as long as I'm careful with them. So like scissors, not something you maybe see in your typical divination set of runes or something like that. This is a picture oracle. It's more similar to tarot in that sense, which is a whole bunch of pictures of very mundane things and very weird and mystical things. I like the scissors to represent creativity, crafting, and attention to detail. Here's a worm, slice of pizza. And I like how it feels on this shawl, that this fabric that I'm using for my table. It's always a good idea to start having a few nice clean fabrics in your stores to put your divination things against, because it's always better to have something underneath your tarot cards or whatever you're using, like runes. I've never used runes because it is easier on the cards and they'll last longer. Also, very important to wash your hands, cleanse yourself. Hands can carry so much stress, and you want your hands to be free and clear of stress. You want your hands to be relaxed so that you can do fine detail work, as you'll need to do with witchcraft. Even giving yourself a hand massage is a worthy skill to pick up, because so many of us now are holding onto small devices and tapping away, scrolling away, typing away. And I can see it and I can feel it when my hand actually starts to get stressed out. The muscles start to, sometimes I get tense or sore, and I'm like, wow, that's really because I've been on my phone for 8 hours, something crazy like that, or even a few hours. Right now, the average American, which is where I live, they say we are using screens for at least 4 hours a day, and I do believe that number is probably larger. I love this little piece. It's also some shell. Oops. It's so pretty. There was only like a couple of this type around. I really love this one, and I keep wanting to hold on to this, so we'll talk about that in a moment. It's like a signifier card when you're doing tarot and a card pops out. You can use that to your advantage. You can see it as a message that wanted to be shown to you right now. Here's another one that's kind of red. And so I want to say more about eclectic witchcraft, because I think it's not something you understand as much. For instance, when I was 17 through 18, I feel like I got a little disconnected from my craft, or that was what I was feeling to myself. I felt that I wanted to be doing more, but I didn't know what to do, even though I had been practicing daily meditation since I was 15. And I taught myself tarot when I was 15, but there was like a couple of years, maybe a year, where I didn't even touch the tarot, where I wanted to go out and do something really weird and witchy, but I would stop myself because I thought maybe there would be some rules that I should be following, or I thought I wanted some sort of rubric, but I wouldn't just take the chance and take a leap to start on any rubric and see if it sticks. And that's an option. You can always simply try out. You can try out several things at once. You could go out big on something and risk losing whatever, a little bit of time or money, and risk something just so you can get it out of the way and see that you can do whatever you want, and that it's an option. You can do that. So it's possible for you to jump off and just let yourself start swimming and go ahead and test out the waters. And if it sticks, it sticks. Let it all come at you. What will stick will stick. A really powerful mantra. So the one I pulled out here that just, I don't want to let go of it for some reason. This is a cabochon, which is like one of those rounded jewels. It's like a jewel that you're about to set into something, or a gem. It could be one of these crystals like amethyst or moonstone. It's a cabochon, but like when it's set into, before it's set into the brooch, or here it's also like a brooch. So this is the one I pulled out, and I'm reading this as relative to my situation right now, as I'm working on some fine detailed craft work for decorative purposes, and this is reminding me of that. So this is also giving the word decoration, which is very timely since we're entering Leo season, And that is the home for Leo, is decorative elegance and what's the word, like broadness of decorative ability and interest, because Leo is ruled by the sun. It is the lion. It is ruled by Apollo, which knows everything about elegance and shining gold jewelry, big hair, right? Leo and hair, just like beautifying purposes and enriching and making glorious and large, very large, big energy, but also very well dressed and elegant. So maybe that's why I wanted to hold on to that. So I love how they all look a little like angel wings, these little broken fragments of shells. So if I had to pull another one for this Leo upcoming astrological season, I'm gonna pull up this one. Oh, and we have the scissors, which is also for decorative purposes and holding onto your glamour, holding onto your style, fixing your style, changing your style, bringing it up, making it more powerful, packing a punch with it. All of these things which are exemplified with Leo energy, which is a fire sign as well. Let's ask for another card. Oh, let me just turn that over. Here we pulled out a little fairy. I don't know if you can see her. There she is. A little fairy. I'm seeing this as important for being childlike and allowing that sun innocence to come up and arise as it does and as it will, without trying to control it too much and letting it unfold the way it will without overthinking it or overdoing it. If according to other people, not letting someone tell you you're overdoing it, not letting the rules confine you, but you study the rules. That's sort of the Leo attitude, is I can go big and I may make mistakes or do something strange, but I'm willing to take responsibility for that if it happens, and I'm willing to go above and beyond because I have this playful mentality where I care more about learning the art of this thing, the art of war. I'm more about learning the art of war, which Apollo rules. I'm more about learning the art of approaching and being in the arena and fight than I am about being right all of the time. I'm gonna turn this one over to Bow. Another one for Leo, decorative, playful. Now we have a snake, which is associated with fire signs. Once again, I just want to mention that this childlike figure is relevant, and it's a unique way to approach this entity or energy that is Leonine, that is Leo, in that the sun is also known for childhood. Just look up the sun tarot card. It has a child dancing, like a naked child dancing. That's the sun tarot card. The sun represents this playful childhood energy, childlike energy. Here we have a little bear. Just like the strength of Leo, the big energy, very big, can do it. Pull out this one. We have a broomstick. Fire signs are also well known for having great magical capability, or that they can really take charge, and that's part of the fire quality. Very take charge and blow away the whole people. And here we have this symbol that I drew, and it's a little bit like a swing set to me. Another symbol for childlike play. Do a couple more. Diamond for that opulence characteristic of Leo. And we have an evil eye, or a target, staying on target, keeping your focus this Leo season, but without breaking yourself down or making yourself feel overwhelmed by this need to be following the rules or doing it in an old way that you've already done, and you want to try something different. Going ahead and allowing yourself to go big, but to also remain with the freedom and innocence of a child, and not allow anyone to judge you into doing something a different way than you are interested in, even if it's not going to work 100% of the time. It will work the way it needs to work out, and you shouldn't have to cage yourself because someone or something or some entity is wanting you to work faster or in a way that is more safe. Sometimes you need to be childlike and open up to the world like that, and allow yourself to go with the flow and not be tied down by your own sense of, well, it's not the right way, I have to do it the right way all the time, I have to do it this way, I have to do it that way. That's so hard to deal with. It's such a heavy package to be carrying around with you, always having to do this and that way. You should be able to go and do it. Whether or not people are all going to agree with the way you do it, you still need to get it done, because done is better than perfect. So I'm going to just turn some more off just so I can show you more of my drawings. Palm tree, pizza, cherry, S, dress, I just want to show you because they're so cute. Here's like a dude with a baseball cap backwards. That seems relevant to me. There's a little duck. An eyeball. This is a cloud squiggle. There's Capricorn. We have... Here's a water bottle, a heart, comb, woman, there's a mermaid, and this one I want to say speaks to Leo as well. Even though Leo is a fire sign and mermaid is from water, they're both known for swimming through these fast steps. They go deeply into anything they do or say. They're very deep persona. They're very curious and wish to go really deep into anything, or go really wide for anything that they're interested in. Here's a cereal bowl. Here's a phone, a tree, So I hope this gave you some idea of what Leo is about, or something you can use to consider the upcoming month or moon cycle, which will be with Leo. And you'll see that there are plenty of ways to do it, and that's why it's such a good time to talk to you about eclectic witchcraft.